Test, test. Hi, how are you?
Must be, looks warm.
He's in Minnesota, so it just looks warm.
That's the background. It's like, you look like you're in Arizona.
Oh, Deb, you sound like you're fighting a cold or something.
Yeah, like it's hit me Saturday and
Oh, bummer.
couldn't hear on Sunday, so I can hear again today.
Oh, geez, that's a plus. It's always a win. Hearing is good. Well,
Okay.
should we go ahead and start? We'll
We
call the
have a
meeting to
quorum.
order.
5 o'clock.
Call the meeting to order with the folks we have. Emma will be coming. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Approval of the minutes. Kevin had sent them out immediately following our last meeting, and I think we made one modification. Move to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I can second.
I will just
I
point,
do have a question.
Okay.
So, I thought at the bottom of the minutes, the funding request numbers were the same as we have this time. aren't they?
the funding, the opening paragraph of today's funding request, I failed to change that and update it with this month's,
Oh,
Well,
So-
and on
so-
number 7, under business items, it has January 2023 on there. It should have March 2023 with the March items.
no,
'cause
not
these
for
are-
the,
Oh, this is the minutes.
this is the minutes.
Minutes, yeah.
I will just point out, I discovered there were a couple of spelling errors in the call to order. I'll just highlight right there. You can see I missed the T. The T on my keyboard in my office sometimes doesn't work the greatest. And so I found a couple of spelling errors like that, and I updated them in the
Sure.
minutes that I will post. So I guess if you would want to say approve them in your motion, approve the minutes with the corrections.
Approved with corrections.
with correction.
Deb, are you amenable to that?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Director's report.
I will. Before, and I will also say on my director's report, my opening paragraph, I just started right in on the numbered items and failed to change that two-sentence introduction. It's not January. I apologize. First, I wanted to let everybody know that Jean Patrick is out probably for the rest of this week. Her father, she's on her way to Kansas. Her father is near death. So just to make everyone aware of that.
I wanted to congratulate her on being the hometown hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind
Well, we can still read that into the minutes.
And then any questions about the written report? We're excited about the Stephanie Miller Davis grant that we got that will help with some children's programming materials that we'll buy. We're still waiting on the new fire alarm system. They ordered it. They said it would be a number of weeks before it would come in.
I have no questions on the report.
My only question, comment was to make sure you got everybody lined up to know how PayPal and all that changes.
Yep.
And all that kind of stuff.
Zach actually,
A part-time person doesn't come in and say, oh.
Yeah, we are planning on initiating that because I didn't want to switch over until talking to the board, let you all know, but we're planning on switching over to that next Monday. Zach put together a multi-page instruction sheet, which is more than we had when we started with PayPal's here. And he also says, he's informed a number of staff that it's easier than PayPal here, and I think a little more stable. You know, there are
That
times,
typically happens.
it seems every day, at some point, PayPal here logged out.
Oh,
And
sure.
had to log, and if we didn't catch it, you know, then we, so.
Did a bunch of keystrokes and nothing happened.
Yeah. Well, you can actually do yeah. So, and staffing, this staffing change, Margot, we're pleased that we could rehire Margot Taylor. She's actually with Jean, won't be here for Saturday. Margot's going to actually start on Saturday, come in to help cover some lunch hours, so. And Zach,
Great.
do you have anything that you want to add to?
Well, Rachel and I are going to be hosting our first Super Smash Bros. Tournament on April 29th. I have been talking with Mary Olson from HPL about this program for a while because,
Here in Public Library?
yeah, here in Public Library. I'm so used to calling it HPL. Sorry. She has actually seen an entirely different demographic of teen users come into the library as a result of this program. It should also be noted that Huron has 2 Nintendo Switches that they make available for teens to use just during normal operating hours. And I did put in my report that depending on how this program goes, I may encourage down the line potentially providing that as a social gathering service that we provide at the library. Because Mary's got all kinds of documentation that I've been talking with her about regarding how they loan out Switch console controllers and games. So I have an idea of how this could be implemented here.
And I know it's in team programming, but I wanted to share that at Innovative, we do group activities things, and so we had a Super Mario Brothers tournament and a Wii bowling tournament, round robin, blind draw bracket for anybody that wanted to sign up, and I think we had 60-some people on Super Mario, and you know they would go play the game on a big screen in a conference room for 15 minutes at some time in the week that they were designated, that type of stuff. But it came down to the semifinals and finals, and we had 50 people sitting in there watching them and cheering them on. The esports concept type stuff. So it was a big hit for people at Innovative to do that. So I'm hoping that
I'm hopeful.
take off, even if it's they can play, they can game with each other in their basement and blah blah blah, but to have it out where people might watch, or it's a night out where somebody goes and watches 6 matches or whatever you end up calling them, might be something that goes.
Yeah. I'm looking at potential ways of how to bring this into an adult program as well, because I would imagine.
The 30 and unders you'll get
Well, yeah, we'd get a
because they want to
ton
go
of
out and
people
show
for
their
it.
skill.
Probably even the 40 and unders.
I was
Might be
just gonna
40
say-
and
Yeah. So.
Might have to get some really old games for them.
Be sure to take pictures and
That'd be
post on
for me.
social media.
Absolutely.
We will. That could be great. Tag the kids who were in it with their permission.
Yeah.
Where I'm actually thinking about, we will be using my Nintendo Switch for this program, and I have some equipment to record from a Nintendo Switch. So I may record our last match, or championship match, and post it to our Facebook
Sure.
page, just as like a bit of a promotion.
For a
piece.
challenge. Think anybody can beat this?
I know. I actually also got into contact with the SDSU Extension for a Master Gardener program that we will be having in April 15th. I just confirmed the date with Jesse a couple days ago, and he'll be going over vegetable gardening.
Does the Green Thumb program in Mitchell know about you doing that, and can that feed in with them, or?
I haven't contacted them yet, given that we just solidified dates like literally yesterday. I haven't really done a whole lot of publicity. I'm going to start blitzing that probably tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they might try and recruit some of the people that take your class.
Well, and even if you send it home things with the little kids who come for story time, like give this to grandma.
Yeah.
Because there is a Green Thumb Master Gardening class
Group in
in town.
I know.
And they might go through the SDSU extension too, because I know
They
that's
might.
where they got their original training. There was a list of, you can take these 4 extension classes and get certified and that type of stuff. So to promote that through the library might just be the best thing. They might just love that,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've got
and they
a
don't have to. do
yeah. I've got a member from the gardening club in one of my book clubs that even though they're focusing more on like flowers and flower gardening, they're still, she was going to mention that to the gardening club people as well. I want to kind of pat my own back a little bit for this next one. When I started, I really wanted us to be able to get books out on release date.
That's so cool. Love that.
It's taken 2.5 years, and we're finally there. The past 3 weeks, we have gotten books out on release date. We even have books, the way that I have been ordering, Michelle has books for the 28th cataloged.
Wow.
Okay.
So,
Dave Markheim would be totally impressed and congratulatory. That was one of the things he always brought up. We ordered these books, and how come it takes a month to get them out on the shelf?
yeah. So I still have a little bit of a backlog. It's not nearly as severe as what it was. But we're right there. We're getting them out on release date. I'm getting release date books to people that have reserved them, that have requested them. This is huge. I'm so excited about this.
So, if you haven't seen it on our Facebook page, coming,
Okay.
so we have a selection of new titles. So this was posted a day ago already, so yesterday, of what was going to be
I
released
reserved
today,
Fun Murder
and
Employer
we
the other day.
will have on the shelves ready to
Great.
check
That was a
out
fun
today.
book.
I
It's such a good book.
Exactly. And congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. That's
Yeah.
something that's been
Kudos.
in the background for a long time. Getting that
Honestly,
to work.
it's all Michelle. Michelle really is the one that deserves the credit for it because,
Fresh perspective.
yes, oh my God. I remember
And she's very efficient.
extremely.
Well, and especially when we don't have a bookstore in town anymore, when the Reader's Den
Right.
closed down, that's, like, you guys are now the hot spot. So, yay.
Yeah, I'm sure that Michelle has been ready. I mean, she's put up with so much with me and being like, I want to get to this point, and
I love that.
we're there.
Love it. So is that one of your takeaway crafts?
Yes, I also brought, it's not on my report, we have a team craft night tonight. Rachel's holding on the fort right now. But this is One-Eyed Ollie. He is the pom-pom penguin craft that we are doing tonight, except everyone else should have 2 eyes. Ollie had an unfortunate accident in the Mazda over here.
Got his eye gouged out.
Yeah.
Love that. So if you have extra materials, what do you guys do with that?
Here,
So
Denny,
these are.
can you see?
These are homemade pom-poms. So we were providing instruction on how to do that. All of the felt pieces are there. I don't have arms on him yet, unfortunately, but he's adorable the way he is. We're fighting a little bit of an uphill battle with school year programs, but after talking with some of the institutors that I was with last June, it is a common problem that other libraries are having. And I know that my regulars that come occasionally, what's holding them back is work and after-school activities, so.
Random thought, could you publish that out to like Girl Scout troops or Boy Scout troops to come in and, so the Girl Scout leader wouldn't have to come up with an activity, please Jesus?
Yes.
As a former Girl
Speaking
Scout
of
leader.
experience.
Yeah. I mean, like I would have been eternally grateful if somebody had said, I have a craft activity, if you want to bring your Girl Scouts over, we'll run the activity. Yeah.
I will make note of that, actually.
Well, and we actually have, a Girl Scout troop that meets regularly
Sure.
in the
But I mean,
library.
It would be a base
And
for
so-
it, yeah, right? Like, it
Yeah.
would be a base group to bring in, like, we're doing this, could the girl, if the Girl Scout troop comes and then 6 other people come, or 3 other people come, it looks like there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, love it. Do you guys have a gallery then of all the crafts you've made?
Not quite, but we are saving. We've got
Ollie and Friends?
Ollie, Ricardo, which is the one that was our first attempt,
Gotcha.
who yeah, Ricardo's got a little bit of a receding hairline. But we've got all of the take and makes. And this one, actually, any leftover supplies that we have, we're going to make it into a take and make craft and put it out that way.
Cool.
I would much rather get as much mileage
Oh,
out
for
of
sure.
these as possible.
Yeah, that's all I was wondering, is if you had a market for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else in your report?
I don't know if anyone noticed, but we did take down a bulletin board in the teen room. One of the ones that we had kind of close to the entrance was peeling away from the wall. And instead of repairing it, I don't need 4 bulletin boards in there, so I had Denny and maintenance take it down.
Oh.
We've also been working on taking 3 remaining bulletin boards in the teen room and creating some interactive bulletin boards with them. So this one is our Words with Friends bulletin board that, this isn't the completed version of it. This was just this is like 80% of the way done. There's some extra stuff on there. But each of the tiles has a little Velcro piece on it, and we alternate back and forth between teens and librarians, and it's just a little competition between the 2 of us. Right now, the teens are beating us. We're going to turn one of the other ones into an acts of kindness bulletin board, and they'll have little slips in them that as you do acts of kindness, you can mark them off and bring them in for a free book once the slips are done. We've got a 3rd small one, but we're not entirely sure what we're going to do with it quite yet. It's just in an awkward location. And as you can see, Dolan Community Library actually commented on our Facebook page, and I gave them some.
So we have other libraries that are following our Facebook page.
Good.
As they should. As they should.
So,
Cool. Okay.
yeah, that's it. I'm sorry for talking for so long.
That's all right.
Oh, great.
Kevin, anything you want to add about Jean's report?
Let me just bring that back up. No, just as you all wanted to point out, Jean being named the hometown hero to the homeschool co-op. So I think she was quite taken by
Yeah, no, that's
by
cute.
that.
It's very special.
I loved your comment on the lively 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any other comments on the director's report? Move to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Financial report and approval of bills, Kevin?
I guess, well, the other, I'm sorry, if we can go back to the director's report. I just wanted to point out, in terms of stats, I don't think anything on that. Our traffic for the first 2 months was higher than January and February of the previous 2 years. And I think we are on track to at least hopefully equaling what we did in March of last year. And then the other thing that I will point out, no, that'll be in financial reports that I want to point out. So that was the thing I wanted to point out. So now in financial reports, we have the bank statement for February. We're still well above the 75,000 limit. And I guess I'll ask the question, what do you think of the board reports for the bank account and our revenue and expenses, where I'm doing the comparison to last year?
Love it.
So you can see that. And then since we're also, well, I didn't do January, but then I also did, and I will do this at the next meeting in May, I'll do January through April, so that you can also see a comparison of, the entire year to date, or year to date through the previous month, and compare that to last year. And so if you notice, total revenue, we're about 950 above where we were last year, and one of the biggest, a big change were, almost, $415 more in subscriptions, and that is attributable to the increase that you approved in the fee.
Any pushback on
No.
any of that at all?
I think I heard one person say, "Oh, well, when my membership comes up, I won't renew it." But other people have said it's well worth it. It's still a bargain. So, that is that. I did both the January and the February. So let's just our expenditures and where we are then, and for salaries, we're about 16%, which, after 2 months, kind of where we are. We're just under 12% for current expenses, and for capital outlay for books and audiovisual, we're just under 10%. So, we have funds to spend. If we keep on kind of track of spending it on a monthly basis, but we're doing well there. So that's all I have for the financial reports. And no bills to.
Okay. Have a motion to approve the financial report.
I so move.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Business items. First one, review of the 2022 Public Library Survey responses.
Okay, so, annually we have to complete the annual public library survey through the state library, that then they submit to the Federal Institute for Museum and Library Services. And so this is this year's response. I don't know if anybody had any chance to look through it, if you had any questions. Population, I got.
Through it, our ratios compared to the state were kind of interesting. How much does it cost per patron, or
Yeah,
whatever
that was at the
maybe.
end.
Is there a comparison to other libraries kind of our size?
Well, we will,
We'll get that back.
in a few months, then they will make available the information, and they'll put out some spreadsheets. And actually, after my first year, I started, some of the comparisons that I presented to you were from that. So all of the libraries are there, but, you can pick and choose which libraries, or you can sort it by largest budget to smallest budget.
We
Or
had that discussion in the past, of where do we sit versus other libraries our size.
Yeah.
How does the city view it compared to, but if it's not a municipal library, that's kind of hard to compare. But
I think it was after this.
In the past history, going through this report, with Jackie, we did that kind of every year. That's what prompted kind of tracking the stats and checking them.
Mhm.
So how you track or what you need to track based on what the board wants to
Yeah.
see or whatever is totally
Yeah.
up to you, but we, prior to doing something where we're looking at it every month, they weren't tracked at all, and then we're trying to all be pulled together in the month before, and I'm not sure how accurate they were, so.
Well, and, a lot of what we track is for this
Purpose.
document. I mean, there's really only one statistic in here, response in here, that we don't have a hard number for, and that is the number of reference questions that we answer. We do not track, tally, the number of people who come and ask us questions. And, some libraries do, some libraries don't. We kind of do it on a sample week in a year. And when I was at the college, when I was at Dakota Wesleyan, we had an academic library survey similar to this, where we just took a week, a sample week, like in the fall, middle of the fall semester, and then you project that out through the and that's and then the answer is how are you figuring this? Is it here right there? Annual total reference transactions completed, and then is the what's the reporting method, actual count or an estimate, and that's an estimate based on the number of weeks. So.
And then what's the definition? Sorry. What's the definition of reference in this context?
There are kind of typically two types of questions: a directional, where's the bathroom, what are your hours, and then a reference question of someone asking. Well, there may be three. Then, at least in the academic library survey, we also had computer type, printer type, copier machine type questions. But can you help me find some information? I'm looking for information. So helping find someone to find a book. I want to look up an obituary, or I'm looking up some genealogy information. So
From 1963.
yeah, so typically helping someone find some information. And sometimes a directional question, where your fiction, just right over there, can lead to a reference question of, well, what types of books do you like to read, and so.
Interesting, they put it under library service indicators. Along with attendance and annual. So,
And I guess also a big thing, and Diana already checked or updated, I have to provide all of your addresses. They asked for that. Diana gave me her corrected address. Anyone else have an update, or is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Any other comments on that?
I thought it was good to see.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Just let us know when the compiled report comes out.
And last year, just the timing, I didn't get it done to get onto the board, but I had Ann, as president, review it, and I put her in. I have to put down the president's name of being reviewing it, but,
Yeah, that's interesting.
so.
Funding requests?
That's the discussion. I don't know that we need to have an motion to approve submission of that. I mean, you all reviewed it. I just need to
Oh.
I just need to submit to,
Well, we move to
them.
approve the report as drafted.
Yeah, move to approve that the directors of this.
Yeah.
Okay, because we did certify it.
Second. So Steve made the motion, second. Anybody?
I thought you were seconding,
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm calling for a second, All in favor?
All right, I'm
All
going to give that
opposed?
to Emma.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can have it if you want.
No, it's fine.
Okay, now funding requests.
She's way up on you.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, this is where this first opening paragraph, just don't read, just ignore that. Let me get that out of there, because I inserted the funding request and didn't go up and do a
And I didn't even-
corrected, updated summary. So we have 3 funding requests. One, Zach talked about the Smash Bros. Tournament and looking for some prize money. They want to give 2 prizes for that. The second funding request comes from Jean, and she would like to test some display kind of bins that will allow for having the books facing forward. So these bins would go on the shelves, and then the books can be, which studies show that if they can see the covers and kind of browse through the covers, the circulation is higher.
Displays.
So, those 8 displays. In these 2, there are 2 per box. So the 165 is for 2 of them, and the 320, which is those short ones are about 13 inches wide, and the long ones would take up almost the whole shelf width. And so there are 2 there, and then these other displays that we found. So we would like to try a variety of them. So that's 629. And then the last display is for, if you approve it, these vinyl chairs. And full disclosure, Prairie Family Healthcare is my wife's clinic, and so I'm fully sensitive to the issue. We needed a place to get them out of her building because she needed to get it empty, so we brought them over here. And everybody, I talked to the staff, and everybody thought that they looked nice in the hallway for people who are waiting for rides. We have some at the west door, we have 2 at the east door, and then we have these 2 kind of right there inside. You go in and there's the children's area. And so people thought that it made the hallway look more welcoming, and it's more friendly. The people waiting for rides by the exterior doors, they can sit there. But that's all. You all can talk amongst yourselves because I don't want to.
Conflict of interest. I just have one question.
Yes.
How does the $100 compare to other furniture that we bought? Because we bought some furniture last year.
The chairs that we bought with grant money, those were about $650. I mean, these are used. These new were about $350. And they're wider.
They're nice chairs.
They're wider chairs. So,
I think it's a great idea to have the chairs in the hallway. That is a big empty hallway otherwise.
Is someone responsible for cleaning them then?
Danny would be. Just like he would clean other chairs too. Yeah. Or spray them down.
So I guess I would make a call for a motion to approve all the funding requests that are listed. The 600 for this, the 629, and the, whatever the first one was.
I'll make that.
Yes. Okay, second?
Second.
Yeah. Further discussion?
Oh,
Further
shoot.
discussion?
No, she had a
No
question.
discussion, just an edit for clarity.
not prizes.
The shelves, it says for prizes, but it's for the shelves. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
If that matches.
Sorry, yeah.
I noticed that too.
Okay, so we have,
I a question for
yeah.
Zach based on part of this. So the prize money for the game system or the game competition, have you considered there's a $5 entry fee and all money comes in is paid out, or entry fee money is donated to something, or I think of in the esports and stuff we've talked about, where the golf tournament type stuff. Here's $30. I'm going to go play golf, and the money goes to wherever. But half of the pot goes back to first, second, and third place, or whatever, or just some concept like that. As a future thought, I need to get it off the ground first. But
Nintendo is a very litigious company, and they've even gone after some of the bigger esports venues.
Using their name and not
Yeah.
getting rights for it. Okay.
To avoid the non-commercial, to avoid the commercial thing, but also potentially the esports community, we're not going to charge for it.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Well, if you wanted to do something like that, you could always bring a canned good as an entry fee.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do something and give back,
Yeah.
bring a canned good.
Yep.
Well, and you also said that you would maybe consider making the prices
Lower.
smaller and having a first, second, third or something.
Yeah, in the future.
Yep.
Or even, so you have a first bracket, and everybody that loses the first round goes into a consolation bracket, you have a consolation championship.
Possibly. Once we get our 3D printers, which we have received news that it should be coming soon,
Well,
after several delays.
In May now,
Yeah.
it should be shipped.
I'm going to be 3D printing some trophies
Oh, sure.
using that. So I have some ideas, but yeah.
All right, so we have a motion and a second.
It's going to be a model of Steve.
Stevie. The Stevie instead of the M. Stevie.
The Stevie trophy.
I'm too old to have, we had Pong when I was growing up, and that was it.
That's back
Pac-Man.
then.
Pac-Man was even.
So what is on a Switch? I really don't know.
Oh, the Nintendo Switch, the deal would slide the game in and you mobile playing. I know about them all, I just haven't.
No idea.
It's
We
the
did-
controller or
You
something, I
don't need
think.
to know.
Okay.
You don't need to know. It's gaming
I remember
stuff.
the Nintendo with the little
Yeah.
Mario Brothers jump.
Yeah.
Mario Brothers movie comes out.
Atari, yeah. Okay, so we have a motion and a second, a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, last but not least on the business items, Little Free Library Project. So I shared with you the information I have. Steve, did you want to share with the rest of the
Yeah,
group?
after I saw that, I reached out to Michelle White from Lower Lumber. She was the past chamber president. And I just asked her, would Muller Lumber be willing to donate materials if we can get Mitchell Technical College to partner with all this? No design's been figured out yet or anything else. We're just starting the discussion. I just sent the email today and I haven't heard from her yet. I just checked. But I can talk to her. They've done that type of stuff before, donated materials and or labor for things that the chamber's worked on. So we'll see. I don't know. The question I had, who chooses the design and what is?
Well, I think we can choose the design, do you think?
Keep it simple.
Yeah,
The library? I'd be
I
happy letting
did
the
tell,
library
I
staff.
did tell Jerry Beck that, we would, get their approval. or-
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, since it's in their
Right.
courtyard,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so.
That would make sense. I think that the committee puts out a design and have the chamber approve it.
Come up with is make it look like this or as close to this
Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah.
If they approve it, have somebody make it. And
Yep.
get it installed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because.
I mean, I think that your idea, I mean, at least the suggestion of a corn pallet, a domed,
A box with a dome on top?
Yeah. I think is cool.
So, side note on this, but sort of related, Mitchell Tech is currently making the bike racks for downtown on behalf of Mitchell Main Street. And we've, a similar situation, paid for materials, and then the students are using it as a project. They'll actually be finished in time for their graduation of our First Fridays event in May. The reason I bring it up is because we do have a series of, sorry. The reason I bring it up is that we have a series of designs for that. So, and there will be one near the Corn Palace, which is where the library is going, correct? So do we want to coordinate the designs, since it's all going to be welded materials, or not?
Well, I think that would be fun if we tell them that, like, it's going to be in proximity, so when they design, because my request through Carol Grody Hanks was that they would design it. My pitch was, would Mitchell Tech be interested in designing and building this little free library and have it ready for April installation or when the ground thaws? And so, I mean, we're looking at a pretty tight timeline here. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah.
Or if potentially the students could help until they graduated, and then the staff, the faculty
I was
could
gonna
just
say
finish
the
it up.
instructors might have to finish it, because that would be tight, because they're working on our,
Right,
on our
right.
bike racks too, but they're pretty
But
well along on that.
yours are metal,
Yes.
well, and you were kind of talking wooden
Oh, okay.
structure.
Well, but it
But
could
they
be a
could do it
combination. I mean,
they could
maybe
do it
the,
inset.
yeah, I mean, that could maybe make it even sturdier. That could be super cool.
Yeah, it would be really cool, a wood
Really
frame,
cool.
and then a metal inset. So the designs for the bike racks are these sort of new round ones, for.
Oh, sure.
Like things. And so the designs are going on the ends, I believe. So it's a flat panel, but basically we went with prairie grasses, pheasants, that kind of look. And it has some corn stalks in it, but it's pretty because it incorporates the corn, but it also is grasses and so on. So
Well, I think if we want them to do that, we can send them back and say, the library committee has voted to give you guys the project. Please get us a proposal as soon as you have one. This is our timeline.
I think the advantage we would have is that the designs are done for the
Uh-huh.
bike rack. So if we wanted to do a wooden little free library with the inset metal, they could just make that design smaller, and that means we might make the
Might make the deadline.
deadline.
Or I wonder if it could just be an all-metal thing, which would withstand vandalism.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, we could
a
ask
metal
them for some
post
ideas.
and a metal,
Yeah. So is everyone amenable to that?
Yeah.
If I contact Carol and say, yes, please, go for it, and, make it coordinate,
Use visual-
With-
Visual design.
Coordinate with
use the
bike
visual
racks.
images, the visual look of the bike racks.
I think
Because
it
we're
makes
looking
sense.
for durability plus artistic, aesthetic.
Aesthetic, artistic.
Yeah, we want something pretty and functional.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll take care of that then.
and then were you hoping for any type of a dollar amount to be approved?
Let's see what their design costs.
Okay.
Let's
I
see what
mean,
their-
just
yeah.
if we want to get this done,
Well, could we approve
our
up to
next meeting,
1,500?
our next meeting's in May, and if we are hoping,
Should we approve up to something? Somebody have a
The
motion?
materials.
Yeah, I'll move to approve up to $1,500.
And then if Muller Lumber wants to donate something, we could add that to it? Okay, so we have a motion on the floor for 1,500. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah. All right, motion carries. So we'll,
Denny, did you try and second that? I was there, yes. Yeah. I'm going to put you in
Sorry,
on
Denny.
that.
Everybody's just jumping in with the seconds
we
today.
need to get Denny a flag that he can raise up. So, all right, committee reports. I guess that was our committee report. Any other board input? All right, citizens input?
Nope.
Seeing none? All right. Motion to adjourn the meeting?
So move.
Second? Danny got that one. All
All
right.
right.
And we are adjourned.
Bye, Danny.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, Denny. Thank you at 5:44.
All right, I'm so excited about this little free library.
I know.
I am too. I love those little libraries.
No, they're so fun. And every time I walk into the library and I see all those books donated, I'm like, this could be our library.
So, totally nursing.